Hello co-spoilers. Welcome back to another thrilling episode as we dive into the captivating world of movies. Together, we'll uncover new cinematic gems and indulge in the guilty pleasure of wasting our time on things that truly don't matter.
Our story starts with Adam, Ashton Kutcher. Adam met a young lady named Emma, Natalie Portman, a long time back. They misplaced touch, but each so frequently they appear to bump into each other. Amid one of their irregular experiences, he chooses to require down her number. Perhaps he'll donate her a call at some point. This never happens, in spite of the fact that, and he appears to forget around her. That's until one inebriated night when he inadvertently inebriated messages her. The another morning he wakes up on her sofa, uncertain of what happened or how he got there. When he goes into her room to inquire her what's going on, she clarifies the circumstance, and the two rapidly discover themselves in bed and between the sheets. No strings connected, postures the address. Is it conceivable to frequently have sex with somebody and not run the hazard of falling in cherish? The reply is yes. Presently that we have that settled, consider the case of Emma, Natalie Portman, and Adam, Ashton Kutcher, who to begin with met when they were 6 and presently meet when they're possibly 26. Active individuals. He's a low-rent TV maker, and she's a restorative understudy. She doesn't have time for sentiment, and he's dating the hot Vanessa, played by the well-named Ophelia Lovibond. Befuddled as to where to go another, Emma recommends that they fair keep it basic. No relationship, fair casual sex, no strings connected. Adam concurs since, well, who would turn that down? As the two attempt to keep it basic and hold back on anything genuine, Adam begins to realize that he's creating sentiments for Emma. Complications emerge, and the two battle to figure out if any relationship can ever be around the sex. So, Natalie Portman goes from Dark Swan, a dull and chilling Oscar-winning film, to No Strings Joined, a carefree, cushy sentimental comedy. Am I getting that right? I think I am, and to be legitimate, that was my to begin with thought when I sat down to observe this film. But, being the colossal Natalie Portman fan that I am, I decided to provide it a chance. Portman looked charming within the part. And it also has that amusing fellow from Punk'd. Yes, I'm alluding to Ashton Kutcher. With these two within the lead, I figured things couldn't be that awful. And you know what? For the foremost portion, I was right. No Strings Joined may be a happy, feathery sentimental comedy. But it's also reasonably agreeable. Portion of what makes the film work so well is the two lead exhibitions. Kutcher gives the same execution he ordinarily does, which is one that's amusing and irrefutably watchable. He's got charisma that creates it difficult for you not to appreciate his acting. His good-hearted character moreover feels lovely relatable, which makes a difference to lock in groups of onlookers. Kutcher's self-importance and swag from Spread are gone. And in their put is in discuss of powerlessness and modesty, which could be a welcome altar. Opposite Kutcher is Portman, an on-screen character that you simply shouldn't require any persuading of when it comes to her excellence and abilities. Not as it were is she simple on the eyes. But she turns Emma into a amiable, lovable young lady who we'd all be upbeat to be with. She's clever, savvy, hot, and gracious. Did I say excellent? Portman is fair as captivating here as she was in her role of Nina in Dark Swan. Together, Kutcher and Portman exude strong chemistry that produces it difficult not to drop for them as one or two clearing out you establishing for them the total way. The keen and provocative script keeps things feeling new and moving at a great pace. It's frequently witty and sharp. Nearly each scene is full of really amusing moments/lines, and in great supporting cast, Greta Gerwig, Mindy Kaling, Kevin Kline, Ludacris, and more, keeps the grin all over, all advertising raunchy and witty exchange. Presently issues do arise, especially with the finale. which plunges into an unsurprising and exceptionally sappy area. The film moreover feels a bit thought up at times, and you'll discover yourself in recognizable domain on more than many occasions. And it's a disgrace since for a whereas. It appears just like the film is attending to evade those issues that torment most sentimental comedies. For a whereas, it feels new and modern. But by the conclusion, we've entered cliché city, and it does hurt the film. Finally, Emma's character could be a bit immature. Which is in no portion Portman's blame, or maybe it's due to a few powerless scripting in that respect. These issues are as it were minor hiccups in spite of the fact that in what is something else an above-average sentimental comedy. Whereas it's not without issues. No Strings Joined could be a sentimental comedy worth observing, and that's saying a parcel. Each part of the cast lights up the screen with humor and charm, and there are a lot of truly amusing minutes. A sappy finishing and a few unsurprising story choices weigh things down, but eventually, executive Ivan Reitman comes up with one of his best movies in a long time. It's a witty, watchable, and raunchy comedy that gives both Kutcher and Portman a chance to shine and appear off their comedic gifts. More critically, it's worth a observe for both young ladies and folks. A shrewd and provocative sentimental comedy that can really be delighted in by both sexual orientations. Still, one must do something almost sex, for fear that the channels run corroded, as my companion Henry Togna Sr., the London hotelier, educating me when he was well into his 70s. Adam and Emma see each other at a party, keep in mind each other after all those a long time, however don't realize they're having a meet charming. At that point Adam finds Vanessa has dumped him and moved in with his father, Kevin Kline. In reaction, he starts to drink. Which is what the Jack Lemmon character continuously did in these circumstances, and what with one thing and another, he wakes up exposed in Emma's loft whereas she and 3 roommates console him they're all assistants and déjà vu when it comes to seeing the male Netherlands on show. Is there something a small, I dunno, dated around a comedy where a fellow clutches a towel to his privates whereas young ladies snicker at him? And when he inquires on the off chance that he rested with anybody final night. Why does that remind me of Doris Day in Where Were You When the Lights Went Out, 1968? Here may be a titillating sex cavort in 2011 when the exceptionally words titillating and frolic have outlived their rack lives. The movie is evaluated R, but it's the foremost watery R I've seen. It's more of a PG-13 playing dress-up. Besides, finding out he hasn't rested with Emma, Adam locks in sitcom badinage that rapidly leads to the ancient Rumpy Pumpy, and they discover the channels running marvelously clear. What a discovery! They can have sex and stay fair companions. This is often an extraordinary comfort. They continue to skip like 2 bunnies in clover, utilizing their cell phones and texting aptitudes to organize crisis trysts in generally anything but a bed. All of typically fun whereas it keeps going. At that point the wheels of Hollywood profound quality start to crush. There was a time when the exceptionally preface of this film would have been prohibited, but times alter, and presently characters can do beautiful much anything as long as they do not get absent with it. In spite of the fact that No Strings Connected might have been more fun in case Adam and Emma had explored the long-term conceivable outcomes of casual sex, it is required that the specter of sentimental adore raise its inauspicious head. Are they getting to be as well affectionate? Emma recommends they attempt resting with others so, you know, they won't get as well hung up on each other. In the event that you've ever seen a sentimental comedy, you know how that works. Involvement appears that not resting with others is the secure way of not getting as well hung up. Etc. Typically an interesting film. Its preface is so much more transgressive than its execution. It's as in case the 1970s never happened, let alone ensuing decades. Emma and Adam aren't cutting-edge characters. They're sitcom characters permitted to go all the way like grown-ups. As the wheels of the plot squeak and moan, we're like kids within the back situate, inquiring, are we there however? A few preoccupation is provided by the subplot including Adam's father Alvin, Klein, an maturing TV star caught until the end of time in his squandered youth. Alvin could be a committed Epicurean, which Vanessa finds to her enjoying since pleasure seekers are continuously cheerful to pay, one way or another, for their indulgence, and Vanessa is cheerful to be paid, one way or another. Natalie Portman is maybe almost to win an Institute grant for Dark Swan. Why she made a difference create this, I cannot say. Yearning on-screen characters ordinarily do direct like this to be able to manage to create a motion picture like Dark Swan. All the same, she does what she can. She has an edge, forceful timing, and noteworthy excitement for sex cavorting. As for Ashton Kutcher, I have less to say. He appears to be a really decent fellow, a small as well huge for spry frolicking and still as well young for the Brendan Fraser part. When I saw him within The Butterfly Impact, 2004, I enlisted that he seem act, but in this fabric, he's basically fair the male unit. There's no character there. So, whereas No Strings Joined may not be a groundbreaking or progressive romantic comedy, it does have its minutes of delight. The chemistry between Natalie Portman and Ashton Kutcher, at the side the witty script and solid supporting cast, elevates the film over numerous others within the sort.
Thanks for watching our video. As we wrap things up, we want to say a big thank you for being a part of our awesome community. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on our future adventures. We appreciate all the likes, comments, and support you've given us. See you soon.